Good morning, good morning, good morning, my brothers and sisters. Welcome and good morning. Welcome to another Good Morning Grief Devotion. It's your boy, Pastor Corey Allen Duncan Sr. So happy to be here with you on today to lead you in a very special way. And today's Good Morning Grief Devotion. This is the daily grief devotion that is strategically designed to do what? To help you to navigate through your grief one day at a time. What is grief? I'm so glad you asked. Grief, my brothers and sisters, it is the natural and normal response to loss, change, and transition that results in the expressions of feelings and emotions. That grief is what you feel on the inside. Mourning is how you reveal it on the outside. Therefore, we don't suppress it, but we express it. We don't ignore it, but we explore it. We don't conceal it, but we reveal it. We don't lock it up, but we let it out. And that's why we shout good morning, because morning is a good thing. And I'm glad that you're with me on this morning as we lead you through a yet another good morning grief devotion. Today is day 132. We're going to talk about I have choices. I have choices as you navigate through this thing called grief. One thing that you got to know and understand on this grief journey, on this journey of mourning, you got to know that you have choices. Let's talk about it. My loss happened to me. I didn't choose it. I didn't want it. And now I'm suffering the grief of unwanted change. My loss happened to me. I didn't choose it. I didn't want it. And now I'm suffering the grief of unwanted change. It is the grief on unwanted change. That this thing that you're going through right now, it happened to you. Because guess what? You didn't choose it. You didn't want this. Matter of fact, if you could have changed it, you would have. If anything else could have happened, you would have chose that option over this option. You would have chose for them to stay. You would have chose for them to remain. You would have chose for them for things to been different. You didn't choose this pain. You didn't choose this predicament. You didn't choose this sadness, this sorrow, this suffering. You didn't want this, right? That what you're going through, it happened to you. You did not want it. You didn't sign up for this, right? And now you're suffering the grief of unwanted change. It is the grief of unwanted change. Grief deals with loss, change, and transition. This is the grief of unwanted loss. It's the grief of unwanted transition. It's the grief of unwanted change. I didn't want this thing to change. Because when something happens, everything begins to change. Your life begins to change. Your outlook begins to change. How you function begins to change. How you think, how you go about your everything begins to change as a result of dealing with the loss of a loved one. And you're dealing with the grief of unwanted change. Grief is a disruptor. Loss, change, and transition is a disrupt. It disrupts everything, right? It's disrupt the whole plan and the whole agenda and everything. It's disrupted everything. What am I supposed to do? Here it is. But here in my grief, I have lots of new choices. I got some new choices, y'all. I can choose to acknowledge, embrace, and express my pain. Now, understand this. I didn't choose. This is unwanted change. I didn't choose what happened to me. But in my grief, I do have a choice. I want you to understand that. That no, this was not the outcome you chose, but in your grief, you do have a choice, right? Um, Dang, there was a quote that I was trying to think of and I can't think of. The bottom line is, even though you didn't choose this, right? In this, you have a choice, right? Even though you did not choose this, in this, you still have a choice. Check this out. I can choose to acknowledge, embrace, and express my pain. I can choose to acknowledge, embrace, and express my pain. I tell you all the time, grief is your friend. You got to acknowledge it. Don't ignore it, explore it. Don't conceal it, reveal it. Don't lock it up, let it out. I can acknowledge, embrace. It's my friend. Some people acknowledge it, but they don't want to embrace it. You got to embrace it, right? I'm gonna embrace it. I'm gonna acknowledge it. I'm gonna embrace it, right? I'm gonna express my pain. All of those are choices, right? You didn't choose what happened to you. You can choose to acknowledge it. You can choose to ignore it. You can choose to embrace it. You can choose not to face it. You can choose to express it, or you can choose to suppress it. In it, you do have a choice. And that's where we are, right? You can't be so hung up on what happened that you now navigate irresponsibly now that it happened, right? What I mean by navigating irresponsibly, I say it all the time. suppressing, expressing, ignore, explore. You have the choice of how you're going to navigate through this thing. And you feel how you feel, right? But you have a choice how you're going to navigate. And I know it's painful. I ain't trying to act like it ain't. I know the process is rough. I know it's tough. I know it's difficult, right? But as you begin your journey and as you settle into what's transpired, no, I didn't choose this, but now I can choose how I navigate through this, right? So you have a choice. You have a choice. You can acknowledge, embrace, and express your pain. You can choose to live mindfully and meaningfully. You can choose to more actively look for opportunities for gratitude, right? Every moment I have choices, I am waking up to this realization. Every single day as you navigate through this loss, change, and transition, as you navigate through this pain, you have choices. Every single day, you make a choice. You choose how you're going to navigate through this grief. You choose what you're going to decide. You choose how you're going to go about this day. You choose. You got a choice, right? And you want to make those choices that are instrumental versus detrimental. I know you didn't sign up for this. I know you didn't want this. I didn't want this. I didn't sign for this. I ain't wanting this. No way. I'm with you 1,000%. I'm with you. I feel you, right? But now that you're in it, right, you choose how you navigate through this season. And you once again want to navigate through it in a way that's instrumental, not in a way that's detrimental. Check this out, y'all. Final thought. In each moment, I choose with awareness. In each moment, I choose with awareness. That's my new thing. I always talk about awareness is everything. There's a power and importance of walking in awareness. You want to walk in awareness, right? You want to walk in awareness and understand that in each moment, choose with awareness. In each moment, I'm choosing with awareness, right? I know I need to drink water. I know I need a gallon of water a day. And each moment when I get thirsty and I go to drink something, I have to choose with awareness, right? I have to choose with awareness. Am I going to be aware and drink this water because I know I need it and I'm nowhere near my ounces for the day? I'm gonna choose something else, right? Choose with whatever it is that you're trying to do. I know I got 1,000 things to do, but in this moment, I'm going to choose with awareness. Is this a time to rest? Is this a time to work? Is this a time to plan, to strategize? Is this the time to sharpen the axe? Before I go to try to cut the tree, I got to choose with awareness. As you navigate through this thing called grief, I got to choose with awareness. I got to choose with awareness. Am I ignoring it or am I exploring it? Am I embracing it or am I refusing to face it? Right? I got to choose with awareness. What am I going to do with it? Watch this, with this day, with this season. Let me break it down with this season, with this day. Here it is. With this moment. What am I going to do in this moment? And you got to understand that every moment you choose with awareness. Understand, my brothers and sisters, today is day 132. This is for me and for you. I have choices. If y'all got questions, I'll take them. Y'all typically are quiet and don't have a whole lot, but I will entertain any questions if you have them. Any questions that you may have on today? Any questions that you may have on today? You have a choice. I know you didn't sign up for this. I know you didn't want this, right? I don't want it. I didn't choose it. I know you didn't choose it. But now that you're in it, guess what? Now you have the power to choose how you navigate through it. Questions, comments, what you got? Since I made a water reference, let me go ahead and grab and start my ounces for the day. Actually, I already started. So choose with awareness. Choose with awareness. No questions. Yo, I'm holding space for y'all. I know this is Mother's Day. Some of you have lost your mothers. Some of you have lost children. Tomorrow's sermon is going to be different. I don't even know if it's a full sermon, but I don't know. I am walking in awareness, right? And for the first time, well, it may not be for the first time, but I'm really, really just wrestling and battling with um, the dynamics of Mother's Day. I think Mother's Day is like one of the most difficult sermons to preach. I mean, you can preach whatever, but it's always going to be to the detriment of a population because everybody's experience is different. And yeah, I'm gonna tell you more about it tomorrow. It's gonna be quick tomorrow too, um, but it's gonna be good. Choose with awareness. That's right, Mother to hear. Choose with awareness. Well, y'all got this. I'm holding space for y'all, for those mothers who have lost children, for those children who have lost mothers, and for everybody who runs the gamut of the spectrum as it relates to motherhood, from good to bad, and all that type of stuff. I'm praying for y'all, and I'm rooting for y'all. So I hope you have a pleasant weekend, as much as you can. I hope you're navigating through this. Remember, choose with awareness. You have a choice. Even on this Mother's Day weekend, you have a choice how you navigate through this time together. I love y'all with the love of the Lord. I'll see y'all tomorrow. Let's go.